Now I'm hearing some stuff about Tesla that they might be removing the indicator stalks from their cars for the sake of being uh, autonomous in the future and putting all the stuff on the screens. And then they're charging people more money to put the stuff back into the car, the people who want the stocks. And that honestly feels insane to me. I mean, I can understand the our manufacturers push to become autonomous and make everything so that the car can drive by itself. You don't need to do anything. It will do everything for you. You have to just be a passenger. And removing the stuff for that makes sense when you think about it. But the problem is, we're not there yet. And even if we do get there next year or something, then just remove all the stuff together. I mean, why are you removing the stuff piece by piece? I mean, first it was those buttons from the that we were using for air conditioning and volume controls and all that, and now it's the main stuff that you're going to be using while driving, the indicator stalks. I mean, it feels like a bit too much, honestly. And they don't need to do that. They could just do that all together when it actually happens. The autonomous thing happens and it's reliable to use and safe to use. There's no risk involved. Just do it all together rather than removing the stuff that people want to use while they're still driving the car. At this point, people are still using their hands to hold the steering wheel and turn the car, and they're driving the car. So add the other stuff back that makes it feel more intuitive. And this goes back to stuff about the capacitive buttons and all that, and the buttons on the screen. I mean, it's just a screen. You can use it intuitively. That's just a fact. I mean, when you're looking at a road and driving, you can remember where the buttons are and place your hand there and click it. But when it's a screen, you don't know where to click actually, and you have to look at the screen, and your attention is going away from the road, and that's a problem. That's actually a problem. And I feel like this is going to be the same thing. The driver's attention is just going to be a little bit less because of the fact that they have to click whatever, a button on the steering wheel or a button on the screen or whatever, and it's a pain. I really feel like manufacturers shouldn't be doing this until the whole autonomous thing actually happens completely. Till then, I feel like they should give us all the stuff we want instead of shoving everything into a screen. And sure, there are uses for the screen. Some complicated stuff that you need a screen for. I mean, a button for everything is not practical either, but there are a lot of basic stuff that you need buttons for. And then to add the stuff back, you're charging more money. I mean, come on. Now, I don't know if when a manufacturer is doing this, they're actually cutting the price of the car, but if they're not, well, it just seems more like the car feature subscription stuff. And in that case, they already have the features and charge you the money for it, and then you're gonna end up having to pay the money to use it. And in this case, they might already charge you the money for that stuff initially. If the price hasn't gone down, well, I guess you could say that you already paid the money for the stuff, but you didn't get the stuff. And that's honestly, feel like that's almost more insane to think about. And from a business point of view, I guess it makes sense. I mean, a manufacturer can make more money by doing this because I think they all know at this point that people want the buttons and the dials and all that basic stuff. But if they're still doing this, well, what to say? Other than if they're adding it back, they're just doing it on purpose to make money. Because driving is still an intuitive experience that the person in the front has to stay focused on and do. If you get rid of all the stuff that makes it intuitive, it's not gonna be a great experience. And I really hope that manufacturers stop doing this. And if this starts becoming common, there's enough pushback from the consumers, because if we don't push back, they're just gonna get away with it, and we might end up reaching a point where we're stuck with it and we won't be able to change their minds. And it's concerning, but yeah, I feel like we do push back hard enough on this stuff. The manufacturers will do it, because some cars are starting to get the buttons and the physical dials back, because The capacitive stuff, some of them are getting rid of it. And I guess that's a sign that they are listening to consumers. Now, what we need to see is whether or not they care what the consumers think over their profits enough to actually make a change. So, yeah, we're going to wait and see and watch carefully about this stuff. So,